There's a different breed of skier, the extremists. They don't compete against each other so much as against the mountain and the barriers on that mountain. Whether hiking to an isolated summit or being dropped from a helicopter, nothing is too, well, extreme for these extreme skiers.
One segment features former U.S. Olympic downhill racer Pete Patterson.
It was easy to understand Pete's need for speed. Pete was 16 when he first stepped into the World Cup starting gate, and Pete wanted it bad. When other kids were learning to drive, he was studying aerodynamics and physics. Pete was one of the best. In 1978, he was third in the World Championships. 1980, fifth in Lake Placid at the Olympics. He's a true extremist. Today, he travels all around the world, searching out peaks over 20,000 feet high. Pete explains just how many big peaks he's been on.
Have you skied off all those?
No, skied off of a few of them and walked down a few of them.
What's the highest altitude you've skied from?
23,000.
That's extreme.
You don't work enough, nothing beats no work at all.
It was great, making turns behind one of the best downhillers in the world. Whoever said downhillers can't turn was lying. Dean enjoyed a day off from his video camera, ripping up fresh powder turns. Told me he's been pushing the envelope since he was 16 years old, and he doesn't plan on stopping till the day he dies.
This is Real Action Skiing. In this episode, we'll take a look at extreme skiing. We'll follow Trevor Patterson on it.
You're watching Real Action Skiing on Prime Network. When Selkirk Tangiers Helicopter Skiing told us we had our own helicopter for a week, we needed to find some skiers to fill the seats. So our first mission was to get a group of skiers who didn't have any other pressing commitments and take them heli-skiing. When it comes to skiing at Selkirk Tangiers, Kristen Ulmer will never have any pressing commitments. Kristen has taken the live-to-ski lifestyle to the max. She would go to just about any limit in search of a new adventure. Two of our other skiers from Whistler, Trevor Patterson and Eric Peyotta, had their own way of letting Kristen know they had arrived. Trevor and Eric are used to skiing first tracks in the backcountry, but without the luxury of a helicopter, so we knew they'd appreciate being here. We were ready to ski, but one member of our team was still missing, but not for long. We had arrived in Revelstoke with skiers from all over the U.S. and Canada, and we were here to ski the deep powder of Selkirk Tangiers helicopter skiing. When the rap crew shows up here, we tend to turn up the volume. Powder skiing means soft landings. So when we want air, we call 1-800-KIRK-JENSEN. He lives in Lake Louise and decided to fly in for a few weeks of helicopter skiing. Trevor Patterson. Johnson from Tahoe, California, called us up and said if we needed a powder skier, he was our man. This was his first taste of British Columbia deep. Eric Peyotta. And road warrior Kristen Ulmer. deep on Real Action Skiing. People have preconceived ideas about the character of snowboarders, and we really don't understand why. Our next stop would be Great Northern Snowcat Skiing, a snowcat operation in Trout Lake. The directions to get there are simple. Follow the White Highway south of Revelstoke to the Upper Arrow Lake, cross by ferry, and then drive another 30 miles. We decided not to stop for a swim before the ferry ride. Trevor Peterson and Eric Peyotta had no objections to leaving Whistler to ski some more powder for our cameras. Little did they know, this would be their hotel room for the week. See you in the morning, guys. Cat skiing has similarities to helicopter skiing. It gets you into powder skiing country with a little longer trip up the mountain. You can easily ski between 12 and 18,000 vertical in a day. And to think, Eric had to give up bartending in Whistler for a week of this. Coming up on Real Action Skiing, Mike Wigley's Heli-Skiing and telemark skiing in Les Arcs, France. You're watching Real Action Skiing on Prime Network. Mike Wigley's Heli-Skiing is situated in the Caribou and Monashee mountain ranges that surround Blue River, BC. It's known as some of the best heli-skiing terrain on the planet. On cloudy days, the best skiing is in the trees, and when the sun is shining, the huge glaciers and powder bowls are all accessible. We came here with ski instructor Sigrid Sontag, ski model Nancy Lee Corte, ex-Canadian ski team member Jane Tidball, and three-time world freestyle champion John Eames. This is deep powder skiing in the Caribous and the Monashees.
There's only one place in Europe where the glaciers cascading off the highest peak are reminiscent of the Himalayas, the Mont Blanc. It seems all the most outrageous skiing in Europe is within a glance of this grand massif. Chamonix is to the north and Les Arcs to the west. We came here to cruise this mega French alpine resort with French quicksilver skier Ivan Dang, Swedish telemarker Stefan Nielsen, Austrian quicksilver rider Dieter Happ, and local snowboarder Jean Nerva. In Les Arcs, you don't have to leave the boundaries of the resort to make turns on slopes that normally you would expect to hike to. The resort setting seemed all too familiar until we heard the architect of Les Arcs was also responsible for the creation of Valle Nevado in Chile.
Radio, TV news, crying of a nation, drugs and child abuse. We say people rules, bombing wings of war, eternal pollution. What is all before? Where is hidden to? Wake up people now, show you got some fire. We got everything, everything to lose. Don't let people win, vanity desire. Show them what is good, show them what is true.
Tip of the iceberg, the law of man design a future. Tip of the iceberg, it says so.
Stefan Nielsen has a unique approach to telemark skiing. He tells us a little bit about it.
Telemark is about the past. It started with telemark skiing and traditional stuff. And they used one pole. They all started with one pole. So we just tried it, and just for fun. Then we realized it was good. It helped. If you get out of balance, you just lean on the pole for a long time until you're into it. With two poles, you can put it down, and it doesn't help you more than for a moment, and then you don't have the time to get back again. So you can go faster in powder, and if it's tracked up, and it's good.
For the iceberg, this old new message can be clearer. For the iceberg, the role of man called to the test.
Goodness, helpfulness, these should be remembered. History, regret, nothing we can do. Living laws of man, walking on a wire. Clean up time is here, long it's overdue. Now we count to 10, live a life together. We all play a part in this puzzle too.
Tip of the iceberg, the law of man design a future. Tip of the iceberg, it says so assert in distress. Tip of the iceberg, this old new message can be clearer. Tip of the iceberg, the role of man called to the test.
Vision now is where would be with universal love. Respecting true rights of everyone. Be the hungry at the poor. Be the people we want more.
Interesting concept, a dream world where no souls are swept under the rug, just brotherly love. That's why I pray to the heavens above that someday, somewhere we will learn to care. Cause if we don't, then we should prepare for certain destruction of this earth we live. People take, but we must learn to give. Black man, white man, yellow man, red man must understand the race is you, man. The earth is ours, the air we all must breathe. Every mountain, each and every sea, share, care. The answer's in there. And if not, we're gonna live out a nightmare. As I speak on streets, gunshots are heard.
We started in Les Arcs, and by the end of the day, we found ourselves in a small French farming village off the backside. It's like someone turned back the clock 100 years. It's just a...
At 10, Jenny hosts Caroline's Comedy Hour. At 11, it's Comedy at the... All tonight on A&E.
This program is brought by the California Raisin Advisory Board. Energize your morning. Up with California Raisins.
You're gonna dig it. And it'd be a shame for him to wipe out my one game.
What an ex-Motors member does when his sister...
I'm with the Rattlers. So you gotta take a look. Bumps to the one. All right, Brick.
This is Jim Rockford. Name and message, I'll get back to you.
Jim, this is Florence Boyle. This one last month in Glendale. You were pulled in and, well, I have a problem I'd like to discuss. Confidential.
Mr. Rockford, I know Johnny, but he says, but I do. I mean,
Well, yeah. Share a...
became an attorney. It was for me
Range in the coast.
moment in my